Welcome to the greatest of the greatest. A podcast that you never knew you needed. With interviews from people you have never met, or maybe you have once or twice. Asking questions and knowing more than you want to know about them. You are listening to Full Buddy Cast.
All right, everyone, thanks so much for listening to another episode of Full Buddy Cast. Full Buddy Cast brought to you by Cole Street Brewery, 1627 Cole Street, Enumclaw, Washington. Wear the hoodie, tag yourself in, get 15% off. May have to say what up to Sean and just show him that post. Obviously, the guy is a one-man band sometimes, and you may just have to just kind of like, hey, check out my Facebook, Full Buddy Cast. We also have the last Wednesday of last Wednesday of every month, we have trivia as well, Full Buddy Cast. We do local prizes for around the area as well. And then also go to Bordeaux Wine Bar, $2 off your first flight. Let the server know at the end. Just say, hey, Full Buddy Cast. You can even say johnsbeaver.com. That is also an inside joke, but it'll get you the $2 off your first flight or your drink. As well as go to Mazatlan, say hi to Andy Cardenas, say, what up, Andy? Full Buddy Cast brought me here, and then he'll hook you up with a little bit of something. Hopefully it's food or something to that extent. So, Full Buddy Cast started years ago, 6-7 years ago, I don't know, at a coffee table in my living room, and I would invite random people. Full Buddy Cast. People ask all the time, what's Full Buddy Cast? What does that mean? Well, it's a play off a full body cast, obviously, and so I bring all my buddies in, a podcast cast, got it, getting it. So I bring my full buddies in, all my buddies. It's just a brimming podcast full of buddies. Well, I've made a recent buddy. This guy, I don't know much about. I will be completely honest. I'm going to be asking some basic questions. The real deal is he is a guy that I met through the pandemic online, and then saw him post. He jumped on the Enumclaw discussion board, and then also jumped into the Facebook Lives of Many, as well as he's a Patreon baby. He is a Patreon, so go check out Patreon, Full Buddy Cast Patreon. Pardon me, $5 a month if you want, $10, $5 for a shout out, $10 for a shout out, a little slogan if you got something, you're selling something. But he's got the premier tier, baby, where he is able to come on the podcast every so often, and we get to talk to him, and you can do that too. Go check out Full Buddy Cast Patreon. All right, who do we have today? We have got Anthony Wright. Now, do you go by Anthony? Do you like Tony?
Yeah, I can do either one. It really just depends. Some people, they have multiple Tonys or Anthonys in their life, so whatever is easiest for them to remember.
Okay. So when you were growing up in school, you were a TW or Tony W?
Yep.
Okay. You had a few Tonys in the old class, right?
Yeah.
Gotcha. So Tony W. Some of you guys may know him as Tony W. Did you go by Anthony W. or are you Tony W?
Some people call me Anthony, but that's just because I think they preferred it.
Okay. All right. And then I also may know him as Councilman Anthony Wright. Now, do you still have that on your Facebook? Are you still floating that front part? Because I think for a while there you were Councilman Anthony Wright. Are you just now Anthony Wright? Or are you still Councilman Anthony Wright on Facebook?
I think like when I do posts, I usually do council member if it's something for the public to know.
Gotcha.
But mostly if it's just personal, I just drop it.
Gotcha. All right. Well, we're going to start at the basics. Where did you grow up at?
Milwaukee, Oregon is probably where I kind of like have the longest period of time down there. Portland before that for a little bit.
You're an Oregon boy, huh?
Yeah.
What brought you to Washington?
The Navy.
Really?
Yeah.
They don't have the Navy in Oregon? Just kidding.
Nah. They have the Coast Guard.
And so then what brought you to Enumclaw?
My wife. And when we were looking for a house. So I went into the Navy in 2004 after doing about a year at college. Then they took me to boot camp in Great Lakes. Then I went to school in Charleston, South Carolina for a couple years. And then they were like, well, you're done with school. Time to go get on a boat. So went and got a submarine out of Silverdale, Washington, or Bangor, Washington. And then met my wife in 2008. And then we moved out to Auburn on Lee Hill back in 2009. We're like, okay, the rent's going up. Makes more sense to buy a house. So then our real estate agent was like, hey, How about Enumclaw? I live there. You might like it.
Nice. So a real estate agent, local one around here.
Yep.
You want to give a shout out real quick?
I don't think he's in business anymore.
Oh, you don't think so?
I think
huh?
he
He retired.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, I got
But it was Herb Struley.
Oh, Herb Struley. I remember seeing the Struley signs around town. So you moved to here, what, late 2000s or early?
2010, like around April, May timeframe.
Nice. Cool. Well, that's the interview. Just kidding. But you gave a very concise summary of moving here and all that. So we're gonna dive a little bit deeper. Okay. So
Go for it.
back when did you go to elementary school?
Yep.
And shout out to elementary school.
Regular Elementary in Portland, Oregon, and then it was switched to Linwood in Milwaukee, Oregon.
Okay, and then what was because we were like the Kibler Bears, or what do you remember? What were you guys?
Let's see, Regulars was Panthers, and then Linwood was I believe, Lions.
The Lions. And who was your best friend growing up when you were in elementary school? You go out there in the recess and cause some trouble, cause some havoc.
Let's see. In Portland, it would have been Nathan Pauly was my best friend growing up. And when we were in Portland and when we went to Milwaukee, I'd have to say probably Robert Benham.
All right. Okay. Shout out to those guys. Free shout outs. Now, Citizen of the Week. Did you ever get that?
Citizen of the Week. No, I didn't get Citizen of the Week.
Dude.
I got, what was it? My big claim to fame was I was the Burgerville Student of the Month.
Well, that sounds like a cartoon. You were in a cartoon, and in one episode, you were just kind of the side character, and another character got jealous of you, like the main character. So you kind of played the villain at that point at Burgerville.
Yeah, almost like I'm the Hamburglar or something.
Yeah, that's crazy. So you were Burgerville Student of the Month?
Yeah, I had 3 teachers nominate me, and then they actually come out and like shoot a video of you doing stuff around the school. Like,
how old was this?
Let's see. I was in middle school, so that would have been like.
So you like washing walls?
7th grade.
Walking old ladies across the hallway? Like what are they filming you doing?
It was like based on your grades, and then also like what kind of clubs and activities you're in. And we were in what was called Builders Club. So think of like an honor society / key club. So you do like fundraisers, you deliver turkeys, you're doing canned food drives, you're planting trees, you're cleaning up trash and stuff like that. So that kind of stuff. And then along with just the nomination, they sent it in, and then they came out, shot a video of me like walking through the school with my stuff and doing some activities, and then they gave me Burgerville hamburgers for a year for free.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
So I thought like maybe your elementary school was called Burgerville. And so no, they literally. So were you a Boy Scout? Like what? How did you? How do you get for the year? Your burger like they probably choose one friggin' kid.
Yeah.
Who nominated you? 3
teachers: my English teacher, history teacher, and science teacher, Mrs. Herson Horde, Mrs. Garcia, Mrs. Tanner.
Dude, you're just bringing apples every day for that burger every day.
Oh yeah.
That's so you had burgers for a year.
Yeah.
What does that mean? Like you get one burger a week?
I could go in there anytime into a Burgerville and just say like, "Here's my card."
Wow. Talk about, man, when you're a kid, that's like freaking the best thing you could probably get, other than like get on a TV show where you load up your shopping cart with all the toys and run out the door. But
yeah, surprised that we didn't use it very much.
Dude, I would be selling those burgers, man. I'd walk in, I'd be like, okay, I get my free burger, walk out, boom, $2, $2 for this burger, sell it, boom, go back in, here for my burger again. Did you ever do that?
Nah,
never sold it to any kids.
No, I don't. I wasn't that entrepreneurial back then.
Yeah, now you would.
Yeah,
now
you totally do it.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty cool. So your favorite teacher then? Let's keep that school bus going. Who's your favorite teacher?
Let's see. I'm trying to think. That's a tough one. Mr. Buckles. He was my strength training teacher, and then also too, we had a cool thing at my high school called Living History Day, where we honored veterans. We actually took a week off of doing regular school, the whole school. This was in high school, and then we decorated the school. We called in basically to local military bases, and also people who collected memorabilia. We would decorate the high school and camo netting and bring in different kinds of exhibits for what veterans would see. Sometimes they drop off helicopters or tanks or whatever, calling recruiting agencies. And they would always bring in their stuff because they thought, oh, we get to be around a bunch of students, so let's get a bunch of activities.
Yeah.
And then you basically bring in veterans, and every year he wanted to honor like a different group. So Navajo Code Talkers, Tuskegee Airmen, Vietnam vets, like that kind of stuff. And what you do is you kind of shut down normal class for the day, and then the veterans come in, and then they sit down in the classroom with the students, and they just tell stories. So you kind of get to hear what their life was like during that time, and then we give them a USO show at the end. So you got people doing like Bob Hope and Laurel and Hardy and String of Pearls and that stuff. You got girls picking out some older veterans to go dance with them and do 1950s swing and stuff like that. Yeah. So it was really cool. He was really inspirational in trying to like make sure that we honored our veterans.
So is that why you got into? Were you like, because you said you got in the Navy? Was that kind of something that stood out? Where a good what is it?
Bless you.
Man, I mowed and like weed eated yesterday, and I'm like full allergies right now. What am I trying to say? Like you had a good connotation. What am I trying to say here? Like anyway, big words.
Big words.
Yeah, you had a good feeling about it. So so you always had a good good feeling about it. Anyway, so now let's go in. Was that what grade was that?
It was high school. I read all 4 years. So
high school. Were you anything like? Did you get, because you're a councilman now? So did you get into like any sort of ASB president? Were you any of that stuff? Treasurer, just skimming the money a little bit for yourself? Did you do any of that?
No. I never actually ran for that stuff. I found myself. I did sports for like the first couple of years.
What sports?
Cross country, football.
Yeah.
And then
cross country football is impressive. Yeah. I've never even heard of cross country football.
I know. It's just more running.
It's a big field. Yeah. Okay, so football. What else did you say?
Track.
Track. What did you play for football?
Guard.
Guard. Is that like it's offensive, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So I see you're wearing that Salty Crew that hoodie. Did you get that over at Lost Beach? Or?
I did.
Okay. So then, if you ever you and Joey ever kind of like go, hey, I kind of back in high school I was a offensive lineman too, so. And then do you guys ever get in the 3-point stance and kind of go at it a little bit?
No, I learned very quickly, like, don't go against someone who's bigger than you.
Nah, you got him. He's a wimp. He pretends. He's a pretender. I would totally. You could smoke him. I've smoked him before.
There you go.
I pancaked him a couple times, so you can too. Well, all right. Well, that's cool. So then you signed up for the Navy. Was it just like one of those recruiters that come in and say, hey, or did you just like, how'd that happen?
Nah, it was like totally, I wasn't expecting it to. Like I went to college for a year at Western Oregon University, and I was doing like political science and pre-law. So I was kind of going in that route.
Yeah.
And then my sister, she's like, hey, I'm thinking about going to the recruiter and, look at me being a nurse. And I was like, but I want someone to go with me because I don't want to go alone.
Right.
So I go with her. And
nice.
Then she ends up not joining.
And then you did.
Yeah. They
wow.
They totally hooked me in like, well, what are you going to school for? Like, what are you doing right now? And that summer after my freshman year, I'd signed up and got trained to go do like wildfire fighting. So I was like really big into like the idea of like becoming like a firefighter. And like, well, everyone's a firefighter in the Navy.
That's true.
And then all of a sudden it was like, oh. And then I kind of feeling like I was kind of done studying and I wanted to do like more.
Just
stuff.
be active.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then they sucked me in and then, signed up, left college after that first year. And then sure enough, as soon as boot camp was over, we're going to send you to school for 2 years.
Oh, wow.
So it was kind of like
right back into it.
Yeah. It was very interesting how that all kind of played out.
And so you were there for what, 4 years total?
In the Navy?
Yeah.
12.
12? Whoa, holy crap.
Yeah.
You made a career out of it.
Yeah.
So is 12 years a retire? Can you retire? Is it semi-retire? Like what? How?
I got disability, so technically, like I get a check every month.
Nice. And well, I mean, nice. I don't know, but so after 12 years, what happened? Like you. Do you mind divulging?
Yeah. So my buddy came over at one point, and it was before the 12-year point, so we were still on the boat together. So that would have been around 2012, 2011, and it was for my son's birthday party, and he had brought his kids, and we had just gotten back from a deployment. We hadn't been home for very long, and he just went outside to like go get the diaper bag from the car. and his little kid like ran at the door and just started like pounding on, saying like, "Daddy, Daddy, don't leave! Like, Daddy, don't go!"
Yeah.
And his son was older, and my kid was just having his first birthday.
Oh.
And I kind of like just had that like, this is what it looks like if I continue in, because he had 4 more years of active duty than me, so he was on his second boat and I was on my first. And so I knew that like, okay, I'm going to shore duty soon. I'll get like 4 years of like being home, being around the kids, but then at some point they're gonna be like, hey, if you want to stay in, you got to go do like another 5 years out at sea.
Yeah.
And so I was like, no, I'm good. I don't need to do the 20. And then, you know, a guy told me, he was like, just make sure your medical record's up to date and you'll get that check. And I was like, all right. So I just kind of went down that path.
So you said disability, though. So did you immediately go grab a gun and shoot yourself in the foot? And then you're like, okay, I'm good. Set. I'm set now.
Yeah. No, I think a lot of veterans or people that are in right now, the biggest mistake that they make is when they listen to someone and says, oh, don't go to medical, or that's not it's not that big of a deal. Here's an ibuprofen. Like, you have to, in your medical record, make sure that everything is documented. And if something is chronic versus acute, that's what really counts when you go get checked up by the VA.
Gotcha.
To make sure that they're the ones that assign you your percentage that basically dictate like how much money you're going to get for the rest of your life. And so it was just making sure that like my medical record was up to date, that I really took the time to kind of like evaluate yourself. You know, everybody in the military is going to get hearing loss, knee pain, back pain, shoulders, like, you know, wearing boots all the time. Like, that's not really constructive for like your feet and stuff like that. And then other things come up. You could get injured. You can breathe in something. I mean, you see all the stuff now where they're coming out with like the earplug stuff, or what's the latest one? Like the water contamination at that Marine base.
Oh, wow.
You know, so I mean, that kind of stuff comes out all the time. So I just tell people, like, if you got hurt while you were active duty, like, make sure it's documented in your medical record, because you get one shot to basically, you know, say like, this is how bad I actually am. And you have to remember that like, as you get older, those injuries could get more exacerbated. So
right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, crazy. So you gave us a little tip. So everyone is listening that might be in the old military, get documented.
Yeah.
Get documented when you go to the, what do you guys call it? The infirmary?
Yeah, like medic.
Medic. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All right. So then you get into Enumclaw. How many kids you got?
2 boys.
And what are their ages and names?
Connor is 11 and Camden is 9.
And have you coached any sports for them?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's the worst. They don't listen to you. Did you have a good experience or a bad experience coaching your kids?
I had a good experience, but I kind of set the tone early. I said, like, when I'm coaching you, I can't be your dad.
Yeah. And then when you got home and you're like, hey, I'm your dad, I can't be your coach.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
That's a good conversation to have with your children.
Yeah.
And so what sports did you coach them in?
I did baseball, flag football, helped out when they were on Junior Hornets for a couple years as an assistant coach. And then
dude,
basically after that, it was pretty much just I got to the point where I was like, I'm kind of like, I'm done. I'd just rather be a parent and
yeah,
watch.
I was going to say, like, I'm starting to figure out a little bit more. Like, I kind of see what's going on with you right now. If I was in the medic, I was a doctor in the infirmary of the naval medic base, or whatever you call it, I'd be like, oh, hey, let's see. Navy, yep. Coaching multiple sports of your kids, okay? And councilman, yeah, got it. You are a glutton for punishment. You love just getting beat down constantly.
Yeah, that's a good way to describe it.
That's impressive. That's impressive. So good job.
Yep.
And so what did you ever have a story or anything where you lost it on a ref or another coach, or did you keep your emotions intact when you're coaching your kids?
I kept my emotions intact.
Did you have to tell another like parent that was on your team, like, hey buddy, like, chill, bro, like, these are kids, we're playing whatever, like, stop yelling at your kid?
Yeah, we had a one situation, and I can't exactly I don't remember the parent, but someone decided to show up after drinking a few frosty beverages.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and then also continued to drink in front of said children.
So it was the Will Ferrell Saturday Night Live, like, I brought my own snow cones, and then like just got hammered in the bleachers yelling.
Yeah,
that sounds fun. That's always good. That spices it up a little bit. All right. Well, so your kids are are they like? Okay, my dad was in the Army, and he's like, dude, don't go in the Army. Like he told me, like, don't do it. Like, go get an education or go like just stay away because it's just too sometimes. And maybe, you know, as a dad, you know, he didn't have. He just said it's just. And maybe he knew me. I'm a wimp, so he's like, "You're gonna die. Like you're. It's gonna be horrible for you." So do you have the same thing to tell your kids? Like, no, go out there, serve your country, be a part of the nation.
I would be proud of either one of them if they decided to join. But I would definitely give them kind of the tips of what boot camp is about. And kind of just, you know, so that's why, like, if someone says their kids going, I said, like, well, I can talk to them. I can let them know kind of just, like, what to expect.
Yeah.
Because, like, once you realize that it's, like, a total mental head game and it's, like, a trip. I mean, the idea to, you know, break you down and kind of build you back up in their image and also to kind of strip away your individuality so that you become part of a team.
Right.
You know, and that's why they do everything. That's why they shave your head and they put you all in the same
Dude,
uniform.
it's so crazy that people go to school for 12 years and the entire time they're being told by their teachers and their parents, and they're like, hey, you can do anything. You can shoot for the moon. You are the one. You're the best. And then especially senior year in high school, like my daughter's a senior. My other one graduated last year. They're told like they're the, you know, everyone gets it. You're the greatest generation to ever be alive. You guys can do it. Like and they just cater to you, and then immediately throw you into, if you go join the military. It sounds like they just go, oh, by the way, those like you were a shooting star and you're the best thing in the world, and you're an individual. Nope. You're a part of the unit. Nope. We're going to shave your head. Nope. We're going to have to just strip those 12 years.
Yeah.
Reverse what you've been told.
Yep.
Craziness, man.
Yeah. So it throws them for a loop. And it happens in a very condensed period of time. You know, most boot camps are like 6 to 8 weeks. And then after you get out and then you go to your first like A school, they slowly give you back your individuality. Like, oh, you're mature enough now that we'll let you wear civilian clothes. You're mature enough now that we'll let you leave the base and like actually like, go out into public.
Wow.
You know, and so they kind of like just keep fostering that whole like, oh, you've gained our respect and we understand that you're responsible now, so we're going to let you go and be a normal person. And then slowly but surely you realize that like, okay, like they still control my life, but they're giving my freedoms back a little bit at a time.
Do you still have that in the back of your head? Do you still hear? Because I mean, people do that even at work. They think of their first boss they ever got when they were 18. They can hear his voice or her voice still, and like, oh, I don't do this. I do this. Do you still in your everyday life just kind of like,
oh yeah,
have that like voice to make I can't do this or else I'm gonna get.
Yeah, I mean, there's just certain things, right? And then sometimes you might be working with people that were former military. So I know like my current boss, he's like, Tony knows me. He knows that if he shows up early, that's on time, and if he shows up on time, that's late.
Yeah, that's all bosses say. Actually, I've noticed that bosses don't say much more than just like they care if you're there. And then yeah, they're more of a attendance office. That's what a manager is. They just kind of like, hey, who's here and who's here at what time and that guy's leaving early. Okay, and then in between, maybe you have a conversation here or there.
Yeah,
but other than that, it's like they're just making sure you're at work.
Pretty much.
Yeah, or else they'll have to do the work, and they don't want to do the work.
No, they do not.
No,
they do not want to work.
So where are you working now?
It's a data center. Sorry, date.
Oh, you date?
Yeah,
you just to get dating people.
Yeah,
I'm at a dater center.
Yeah,
I work for Tinder. I just make sure that it's quality control.
Yeah, male version of a gold digger.
Dater center.
Yeah, no, it's a data center company. They're based out of California called Equinix.
Okay, all right. So we're just dropping names right now. So what do you do?
So I am a project and program manager. So we oversee.
Can I pretend? Can I
go.
pretend I'm you?
Yeah, go for it.
Hey guys, so the stakeholders, let's get together. Let's convene real quick. It's a 7:15. What time do you get start? 8:15? 9:15?
Yeah.
All right. All right. It's stand up today. We're going to talk about the things we did yesterday, what we're working on today, if there's any roadblocks, and. Anyway, so I just want you guys to know that the stakeholders had a meeting with them. They're wanting this, and this. So we need to get this done. I know that we really don't go by time, but they really want the deadline as of this date. So we need to make it work. Is this doable? And then they get together and they go, we got to do this. Well, I don't know if we can do this. We could probably do that, but we're not going to do that. We can't do this. All right. Sounds good. Go back to stakeholders. Hey, okay, this is what they said. This is what they said. And then that's it.
You're hired.
I'm a certified Scrum Master, baby. Certified Scrum Master from downtown. I was a Scrum Master for like a year and a half. I did not know what I was doing, but I just knew what to do.
Yep.
But I didn't know how I was doing.
Yeah, no, that's a good way to describe it.
So you're product manager.
Program and project, yeah, but not product. Yeah, I don't do product.
What you know what bothers me?
What?
When people say product. Like it's like you're working on multiple things and they're like, oh, by the way, product want us to. It's like, no, you don't go to, like, let's say I work at a grocery store. Maybe I do. Maybe that's true. Yeah, product. I think of products. Like it should have an S at the end.
You feel like it, yeah.
Product wants us. Yeah, but maybe you're right. Because then you start thinking about, like, let's say you worked at a grocery store. You don't call it the meats department. You call it the meat department.
Yeah.
Even though there's multiple meats.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're back. I'm back. I'm back on with the product. Yeah. Product wants this. I'm like, what? No, products wants this. All right, anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will stop interrupting you, even though I'm just trying to relate. This is what you do when you talk to people. You're like, oh, yeah, I know kind of what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So we've established a bond. Because I have no military bond with you, and I hate coaching my kids. So now we've got a bond. Okay, so back to you.
Yeah.
What do you do again?
Yeah. So for like the last 4 years, doing like project management, my company has acquired some other companies. So it's mostly what I do is mergers and acquisitions for the operations unit. So basically, hey, buy a company, you got 2 years to integrate them and make them us. Our standards, our, how we do our tasks, how the customer feels like they're getting the same service at these new data centers that they got at our old data centers. So you just slowly start to implement systems, you train employees, you release products.
There you go.
And sell them.
This is how it goes, guys. I've merged the two. It makes sense now. I see why Anthony, a.k.a. Tony, does this the right way, which is the WRIGHT. That's what he says. He walks in there. We're going to do this the right way. Okay? Do you say that? Have you said that yet?
I use my name like that all the time, yeah.
That's good. And so I would say this. Listen, the past 12 years that you guys have been in a company apart from us, I got to strip that away from you right now, okay? So guess what? We're taking away your break rooms. We're taking away your privileges. You, for the next 6 to 8 weeks, are going to sleep, eat, breathe, Equinox. And I'm going to absolutely, you don't even do anything unless I tell you. And you're going to do it, what? The right way. And then you come in kind of like Major Payne, the movie. You know, it was a great movie. But we anyway, I can't do I know the reference that I'm trying to go for, but it's too early for me to get the voice going. And then through those 2 years, your 6 to 8 weeks, you slowly start giving them the things back. You immediately change up their time. Let's say it's not they work 9 to 5. Nope, you work 8:30 to 4:30. Okay, that's what we do in the Equinox way. You break them, and then okay, guess what? You guys have earned my respect. You've earned my trust. We're going back to the 9 to 5s. Okay, we'll go. Have you done that? Is that what you do?
No, man. The company's based in California. That would never fly,
dude. I would absolutely. Yeah, I like this. Hire me. I love this whole like strip away. You thought you were, like let's just say some. You thought you were Stellar Enterprises. You're not Stellar Enterprises no more. But you're Equinox, baby, and we do it this way. And I'm gonna break you. Is that how you do it?
I get fired,
dude. I would walk in there and we do it the right way.
Yeah, a lot of time what we find is that they were either understaffed or that the company basically decided to stop funding them. Because a lot of data center companies that we buy, the reason they're for sale is because they were a telecommunications company and they got into the business, but they didn't understand it. And they didn't understand that they had to keep investing like a lot of capital, and they had to really understand what the whole point of a data center is. And if you're not trying to create like business ecosystems where customers are making money off of other customers that are in that space, then why would they come and be housed by you?
Yeah.
So
get housed. That's what I would say too.
Yeah, get housed.
Get housed, guys. The right way.
The right way.
All right, let's fast forward real quick. Oh, before that, I want to ask you a quick one. Okay,
Yeah,
I like to ask people this question. Are you a cool guy with nerd tendencies, or would you say that you're a nerd with cool tendencies? What would you say? Cool guy with nerd tendencies, or a nerd guy with cool tendencies?
I'd say cool guy with nerd tendencies. I honestly never thought I'd be in tech.
Okay, all right. So this is me neither, right? When I'm not in there anymore, but yeah, I understand what you're saying. I never thought I'd be where I'm at right now. Don't mention it because I can't mention it. HR said, "Do not mention where you work." They brought me into their office and said, "We like that you deleted where you work from your Facebook. Keep that going. Do not mention us." So I try not to. You probably know where I work. I don't know if you do know where I work.
But I probably should say it on the podcast.
No, don't say it on the podcast. No, Thunder from Down Under. But I'm the bouncer. So let's get into councilman. Why the frig would you ever want to be a council person?
When I first did it, was because I actually missed serving.
Oh, okay.
You know, when you get in the military, doing that long, and you're trying to figure out, who you are as an individual, and you don't kind of have that as part of your identity anymore, and you're just kind of doing the grind, doing the job, and then there's a gap, there's a piece missing from you. So it's one of those things where it's read the paper one day and said, "Hey, we're looking to appoint someone," and then.
You could do the same thing with Call of Duty, right? You could just go get a platoon, 4 people together, get your homies together, and every night you get together. You don't have to worry about people's opinions.
Yep.
You may win, you may lose, but you don't have to worry about people. Dude, I remember a couple times where you would lay out the facts, but I'm like, what is he doing? He's got to be it was during the pandemic. It was during COVID times, and just hey, you give out the statistics. Hey, this is how many we have in the region. This is how many cases we have. This is how many deaths we have. This is how, and then everyone would and so you're the boat, just kind of of information. You're not saying yay or nay on either side at that point. You're just going, here's the facts. This is what we got going on, and you're just driving the boat. And then the people with the wake behind you, the people with the little ski-doos, boom, boom, I hate masks. We need more masks. Everyone would just jump on it no matter what side of it, and just bam, 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 bam. And then you'd get sucked into it.
Yeah.
You would get sucked, and you're listen, I'm not doing anything. I'm just telling you what's going on. You make your own decisions based off of that.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah, well, that's kind of hard to argue with facts.
Yeah.
This is not an opinion.
Have you ever tried arguing with Bobby Martinez on facts?
Oh, yeah.
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 Yeah, because he gets his facts from BobbyMartinez.com. Do you guys leg wrestle every once in a while? Is that how you guys, how they used to do duels back in the day where it's hey, I don't like what you're saying. You don't like what I'm saying. Let's go outside. We're going to have a duel. Whoever wins, that's the motion we pass. So do you and Bobby ever get out? Did you guys ever roll out the mat, the jiu-jitsu mat, and then kind of go at it a little bit?
Nah, I'm pretty sure if we did jiu-jitsu, he'd probably kick my butt.
He probably would, but
yeah.
I think you got some leverage. I think you can take him.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah.
No, I think that he's a very passionate person. He has his beliefs and his morals, and he should stick to them. And people elected him for a reason, and he represents a good segment of our community. And one of the things is you just got to respect
a good segment of the bad part of our community. That's what you're saying there. A good segment. No, I'm just joking. I love Bobby. Bobby's been on here before. I don't know if you've ever listened to any of the full Bobby casts. Every once in a while we have those. It's been a while. Bobby's a good dude. I just want you to know while you're answering, I don't have any beef with Bobby. I just like to.
No worries.
We're homies. So another homie of mine, Corey Koopman.
Yep.
The bomb. I grew up with Corey Koopman Frazier.
Yeah. Right.
So she's great. She's awesome. She is been a longtime friend. So in high school, right, that's where we became homies, and been homies ever since. She's a good girl. Funny. I was so surprised that she wanted to get in the mix during all this stuff too, man. It's it was crazy. You guys have a lot of guts going into all that stuff, man.
Yeah, but I think she had a good reason to. I mean, she really wanted to kind of show her, I believe her daughter, what a woman can do.
Oh,
and
wow.
Also too, and kind of go in there. And it's we've had female council members before, but at that time we were pretty much just 7 dudes. So to kind of come in there and basically show that you can be a leader and show that you can represent your community. I think that's a good thing for her to show her daughter.
Yeah, she's like Aaron Brockovich of Enumclaw, just walking in there, just showing the power moves.
Yep.
Well, yeah, Corey's awesome. She's a homie, man. Gotta love our homies. So, all right. So how much longer is your term?
I have to file in May to go
for another 4 years.
Yeah.
And are you gonna do it? Have you decided against it? Or are you gonna go
I'm
forward?
gonna run again. Yeah.
You're gonna run again. Okay, cool. And then, do you typically run unopposed? Is it pretty, or last time when you ran, was it unopposed, or did you take over a seat?
Last time I ran unopposed, and the time before that, it was me, I think, against
Bobby?
No, 2 people.
Wow.
One of them was Nick Morris, and I can't remember the other gentleman's name. I think it was Blake or something. I think he ended up moving to Idaho or something.
Oh. And then Nick, is he on now or no?
No.
I don't see. Did you know who that guy is?
I met him one time at an event.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See, I don't know all that stuff. Like that whole thing. I had people ask me during all that time, like, "Hey, you're doing the Enumclaw discussion board and stuff like that. You should be." Was that you? Were you one of those people saying it? You might have been one of those people saying it too. I'm like, heck no, dude. I like to entertain. There's no way. I do care about our community, and I do, but at the same time, that I would be the worst. There's no way I'm a council member. That's hats off to you guys. School council board. Who wants any of that stuff, man? You got, like I said, you can't make a right move, a left, right, or center move without someone getting offended by it.
Yeah,
How many people did you piss off during the pandemic?
Oh, I can't even count.
Probably a ton.
Yeah,
dude, you would get dragged in some of those. In some of those, and you'd go out there defending, though, man. You know what? My favorite comment that you ever said.
What?
You said, "You know what you are? You got." This is somebody was kind of like tearing you up, and you're like, "You think you think you're special? Guess what? I'm gonna strip that away, and I'm gonna make you do it the right way. You think you're a unique individual? Have these thoughts? Nope. We're a community. And it's for the next 6 to 8 weeks." And you just tore them apart, and then you slowly give them back their Facebook privileges. It's good.
Yeah.
I can see. I can trust you now.
Yeah.
How many people got in the? How many people have blocked you? It's got to be a few.
Probably a few. I know one page definitely blocked me.
Oh, which one?
Oh, probably Enumclaw Excellence. I think blocked me.
They blocked you?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Those. Yeah. I kind of. I don't participate on that one too much because it's. I like to see differing opinions. So I'm a wallflower on that one. I'm not sarcastic on it. I don't really comment too much. I just kind of like sit there and I go, okay, I see what they're saying here, or okay, I see what this person's saying over there. But I kind of like, I just kind of sit there and what is it? Not evaluate. Maybe evaluate. I don't know. I just kind of it's there for information. Like on Twitter, I follow, right wing and left wing. So I kind of want to get. It's good to see where people are at, what they're talking about, what's in the conversation, and you kind of learn something, So, So, when did you hear about the Enumclaw discussion board? Like, how did you hear about that? I'm curious.
You know what? I have people that share posts. I can't remember which one, but I'm sure it was something more about a meme.
Yeah,
something humorous about that. And I saw you kind of like you took over and kind of saw the comments. It just seemed more like lighthearted, not super serious.
No, it's actually a serious community page, and everyone is ruining it for me. I wanted some serious, I spelled bored wrong because everyone was bored during the pandemic.
That's true.
And then go live. I had Dan. I can't say his last name. Knut Snyder. The
ice cream dude.
Ice cream dude.
Yeah,
I like that. Yeah, it's ice cream dude. I saw him the other day at that 10K or 5K or 2K or 1K or NBA 2K or whatever it was. Did you do it?
No.
Yeah, me neither. I went to the end though. I walked to the end and saw. I participated in the after marathon goodies of.
Yeah,
beers and pizza and ice cream. But he said you should go live more, man. You need to go live more. I miss those times. And those were that was the golden age. Those are the good old days of the pandemic, of just being locked in your house and they didn't have sports going. I forgot about that. They didn't even have sports going.
No, they did not.
They had nothing.
Yeah.
So then you guys had a Zoom council for a while?
For a while, yeah. That was interesting. Just trying to because none of us really cared about being around each other because we trusted each other, and everyone was so careful back then during the time, with just being honest about hey, I don't feel well, or I've been around someone, or that kind of stuff. So Eventually we went from Zoom to, I think it was just us locked into the chambers. No public was allowed unless they wanted to Zoom in for a long period of time.
Do you guys have like a Bilderberg? Do you guys have like a Grove where you guys kind of dress up in robes and cut someone's toe off or something like that?
No, the only thing that we've done for like the last couple of years that's been different is Jan likes to do like a retreat.
Oh, okay.
And so he'll we don't go far. We go up to the men's club at the golf course.
Oh, that's a great spot.
Yeah, we just like kind of like take the day and we just kind of go over like, hey, what do you want to do?
You guys golf?
No, just sit there. We have lunch and just kind of like just talk about things that are upcoming for the year, stuff that the staff wants to do, stuff that the mayor wants to do, stuff that we want to do, and just kind of figure out if there's any kind of like not being aligned.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's nuts, man. I'll be like go to the golf course and not golf.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
That's tough.
It's tough.
I'd at least get a putting challenge going or something like that. All right, well that's cool. So now I'm curious about Full Buddy Cast. So I'm guessing you heard about Full Buddy Cast on the discussion board, possibly.
Yep.
And then it's okay if you haven't. Maybe people just believe in the cause and they don't. It's like something like, "Hey, March of Dimes sounds cool. I'll get my little thing, and I'll give a little money. I don't know where that money goes. I don't really care. I'm supporting the cause." Okay.
You're right.
And so you monthly give to me. Thank you very much, and appreciate you very highly. But have you listened to at least one episode?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I listened to a couple, yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. There's a million out there. You've listened to a couple. Thank you for listening to two. But it touched you in a way to where you're like, I got to keep giving this guy money. And maybe it's because I'm the kind of like the vagabond that's kind of panhandling, and you're like, this guy definitely needs something to kind of make.
I wanted to give because I felt like you were doing something that was unique and it wasn't being done by anybody else, and it was local, and there's not that many times where you can like truly give to someone local unless it's like a small business. They're trying to create something, and you were doing something that was original content, and you obviously were like doing just kind of like different things, whether it's hollering a hollowback or a mic on the mic, and then I think the funniest one that you've had so far I listened to was your trip recaps with like either the girls or
the
Vegas.
girls trip recap.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
We just had a girls trip. We're supposed to record that next week. We just had a girls golf trip that I like to plan and then crash every time. That's always fun for me. I talked. They came out last night. A couple of them came out last night. We were talking, and I was talking to Jamie, and I'm like, do you like? Does this bother you? Like, because and she's like, no, I don't. I'm like, there's a lot of women out there that would not be like, hey, cool, yeah, like you can hang out with a bunch of women, and she goes, you just do weird stuff all the time. Like it's just weird.
Welcome to being a politician.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's like you wake up and you're like, what am I like? I live a weird Rob Dyrdek like fantasy factory life where I can kind of like just record stupid stuff and then go hang out and do stupid things. Like it was a lot of fun. Just golfed. I mean, I a little spoiler alert. I now know why I was able to go. I drove, I cooked,
Oh, there you go.
I was like the chauffeur.
You were the manservant.
Dude, I was the manservant. I might as well just walked around in an apron. Yeah, absolutely. And a little like bow tie, but and some cuffs. But anyway, yeah, so I appreciate that. Now that's monthly, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because when you start saying like, yeah, felt good about giving that at that time, and but it's monthly.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Because we're coming up on it tomorrow, I think, or in 2 days. By the way, I got a hoodie for you behind me.
Oh, cool.
You cool rocking the pink? Because that's all
That's fine. Though.
Okay, all right, cool. Well, I appreciate you taking some time. You got my vote.
Oh, thanks. Appreciate
it. When do I don't vote though? I don't know what happened. Maybe you can explain this to me.
Sure.
Okay. So, I was registered to vote, and I would get jury duty all the freaking time.
Ooh.
And then all of a sudden, one day, I stopped getting stuff in the mail. I don't get a ballot. My wife does. I haven't got a ballot in like 5 to 6 years.
Oh, geez. Sounds like you need to go down to like King County elections and get that straightened out.
That sounds like so much work for me just to put a vote in there that doesn't count.
Well, they'll never make it easy on a government website.
That's crazy to me. But I'm like, but then the other side of it is like, well, I don't have to do jury duty anymore. Like, this is kind of like,
do I really want to open up that can?
Yeah, exactly. And then they're like, whoa, this dude, yeah, he's off the radar. He hasn't been here for a while. We're gonna have to, we got to cram like 5 years worth of jury duty in the next year. I've never been selected. Have you been ever selected on a jury?
Nope. I think that what I always say is when they have you come down to the courthouse and then you say you're in the pool and you're like, we're just waiting to see. And you're just like sitting down there and you're waiting. You're like, okay, I drove in, had to take the day off work, sitting here waiting. And then your number is never called.
Yeah.
And then they tell you like, oh, well, we need you to come back tomorrow.
Yeah.
And you basically just do that for like a week.
Dude, I would love to get on one though.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I would love to get on one.
Yeah.
So cool, dude. But I would be like, who was that? Was that OJ's? Who was the one that had the person dressed up as a Star Wars or Star Trek character? Remember that? This person just always dressed up as. I think you could tell they were just trying to get out of it, and they would just show up in a Star Trek outfit, like even with the spandex and everything, with the little like Star Trek V thing on the lapel on the side.
Yeah,
dude. That's what I would do. I don't know what I would probably just dress. I don't know, what would you dress up as to get out of? I'd probably dress up as a Squatch from the Sonics, or the Mariner Moose.
I didn't think about that. Moose. Yeah, if you just want to be like totally out there.
Yeah,
I think the easiest way to get out jury duty for me is just to dress up as a politician.
There you go.
Because how are they going to say I'm not biased?
That's true.
They'll be like,
councilman.
Nope.
Ooh,
bad.
Don't like this.
Nope.
King County Fair.
Yeah.
Big fan.
Big fan.
Yeah, we're buddies for life now.
Yeah.
What's your favorite ride?
Ooh, with the kids, it was doing the Viper.
The Viper, is that the loop-de-loop thing, or is that
was the one where like you go up and it's like it's twirling, but then you're twirling at the same time it's twirling going around.
Yeah, that's the elephant ear disaster. If you just ate an elephant ear prior to that, that's good. I love that one. So what's your? Did you have a county fair down there when you were a kid? Over in Linwood or wherever you went to, Burgerville County Fair.
I actually don't remember going to the fair as a kid. We were not didn't have a lot of money. So if we went anywhere, it was probably to what was it? It was like Oaks Park, and it was like a park, but the one thing they had where you could afford to do was like a roller skating rink.
Wow.
That was it.
Now I know why you were the only kid at that school. All these teachers were like, yeah, we need to nominate the only boy at our school. Only a roller rink? That's all you had?
For like going out, like doing field trips. I mean, there was other stuff that the kids had money they could do. Like there was like a ski club, so you could go that kind of stuff.
Enumclaw's the same. We had a bowling alley, then a church bought it, so it was like that was the only thing we could go do besides go to Book It and Pizza Hut. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, but we didn't talk about your wife yet. Did we talk about your wife?
Sure.
Okay, how'd you meet her?
eHarmony.
Really?
Yeah.
You're one of the early ones though, because you guys been married for a bit.
Yeah.
Was it eHarmony's first day on the on? Now I know why you're the Dater Club. That's Dater. Yeah.
Yeah. They had been up for I think a couple of years. Yeah. No, I was just I was previously married, and that did not go well.
Yeah.
And
been
so
there.
yeah, and so I decided that it was not a good plan to just keep trying to go pick up chicks at bars.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. Is that where you met your first wife?
No, actually, she was Navy.
Oh, okay. So you're like, I don't like that plan of keep picking up chicks at bars, because that first one didn't work out. She was over by the jukebox.
Yeah.
I was married, my first marriage, and she's a part of the community. She's great. We're friends. We should have been. I mean, it's one of those things where I think we were just young, and I'm an idiot too. So anyway, she's cool, and but we were married for 12 years, and so now obviously I just realized today that I've been almost married to Jamie for 8 years. I've been married for like almost 20 years of my life, and then now I realize that I'm like, dang, I'm old. That's two marriages combined to 20 years is nuts. So I want to ask this eHarmony thing because I never got in on the whole online dating. Do you fill that out like you're filling out like a job application?
It kind of feels like it.
But my question is, do you, because when you're on the job application, you want the job, so you kind of like maybe not fudge or lie, but you're kind of like, ooh, what's a girl gonna want? If I say this, they're gonna want that. Did you fill it out, or were you honest about it? Like, listen, I'm just gotta be honest about it. So if I'm compatible, I know that we're compatible. How did you fill out the eHarmony?
I just did it honestly because it was funny because I remember when my wife said she saw my picture, she's like, I thought you were a player. You looked like a player.
Oh,
without even like even reading any of the answers.
That's great.
So once you realize,
that's kind of like, I've kind of liked that.
Yeah.
Was your like Anthony Wright, and then underneath said, I don't want to be a player no mo, and then just you in like a souped up like Honda Accord with sunglasses. You had a Honda Accord, didn't you? You were CRV.
I had a Honda Civic.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And you had the sunglasses too. I can tell by the hair now. You got that. You still got the gel with the you kept your hair, which is good.
No gel.
That's not gel?
That's water, man.
Dude, that just means that years and years of gel on it. It just now looks like gel all the time when you get hair, when you get it wet.
Nah, it's probably like some of the like stuff from the submarine. I'm sure there's like some sort of like grease or tourmaline that's like been ingrained in there over like 6 years or something like that.
That's crazy, man. That's pretty impressive. All right, well, I don't want to keep you much longer because I know you got to go take a kid to a soccer game.
This is true.
Why is it soccer in the spring?
Everything's backwards up here.
This is so bizarre.
When I found out that they ran track in the fall, I was like, what is going on? Track is a summer sport in Oregon.
Dude, yeah, that's nuts. We said I think either you're a horrible liar, like, yeah, I gotta take my kid, I gotta get out of here, can't be here for that much longer because I gotta get out of here because I got soccer, and then you're like, oh shoot, it's spring, I should have said baseball. Dang it, this isn't believable anymore.
No, he's excited. This is actually his first soccer game. He gets to be goalie.
Okay, now you're just making it up. Now, are you coaching?
Nope.
That feels even better.
Yeah.
Yeah, 11-year-old or 8-year-old?
11-year-old.
11-year-old. And the other one was 8, right?
9.
Okay. Well, cool. That's exciting. I loved goalie back in the day. Did you play goalie back in the day?
No, I did not.
No soccer at all?
No. I got 1 year t-ball, and then my mom put me in like bowling for 10 years.
You were bowling?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I played some sports growing up. Oh yeah, yeah. I played billiards and bowling.
Yeah.
Out the cigarettes just hanging out your mouth as a 10-year-old, just pulling another strike.
Real good at arcade games and pull tabs and
pull tabs even.
Oh yeah, I mean like
how do you get really good at pull tabs? Like you just got good form? Like, I'm just a really good pull tab player.
Well, your parents are there and they're like, we got to get him something to do on the weekends. What should we do? Throw him in a bowling league. And then, what are we going to do? Well, we're going to gamble. So we're just going to go.
Last thing I would ever say. We got to get this kid. Well, you know what? We got to get this kid active and get him outside. Back into inside bowling.
Yeah.
Get him some fresh air. All right, let's take him down the bowling alley where people are smoking, just chain smoking 24/7.
Oh yeah,
that's
Well, think about it, man. They got AC. They get to like gamble. They get a drink.
Oh, so they stay. They just drop you off, and then they went and did something.
No, they just hung out at the back table.
It was date night for them. They're just back table pull. Good. Hey, good form, girl. Or girl. Good form. No. Good form. Good form, Anthony. Just another one. Another one. All right. Yeah. No. Slide one board to the right on that one. And they're just like, another $20. Let's reinvest.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't know why I said girl. Good form, girl. That's why is because my daughter's playing t-ball, and so I yell that out there to her. I'm like, good form. She does the she can get the ball really well, but she does like this Statue of Liberty where she's like, holds the left arm way up at the glove. I can't talk right now. I think I'm having a stroke right now.
You're not displaying the signs. I think you're okay.
Say what?
You're not displaying the signs. I think you're okay.
Dude, I blurred vision and my left arm fell off. Let's do some shout outs. We usually do this at the end of you know this already. Any shout outs that you want to shout anyone out? It could be multiple. It could be a family member. It could be a kid. It could be me having a stroke right now. Whatever that you want to shout out, go for it.
Let's see. Who would be good for shout outs right now? Shout out to Heidi Hawkinson at Sun Health Bar. Shout out to Isaiah and Riley at Casting Iron. Kim and John Elias at Bordeaux Wine Bar.
Yeah.
And then shout out to my kid in his first soccer game. So let's go, Connor. Let's go stop some goals.
Go stop some goals. Let's see here real quick. I'm gonna hit the. I'm gonna hit the where we go here? All right, where we at here? I'm gonna hit the. What am I trying to say? Can't talk, dude. I literally think I'm gonna have to get this documented. I'm gonna have to go to the infirmary and get documented on this. Patreons. So we got Kellen Hall, Holly Graff, Adam Kenny Art, Seth Loop, Cassie Spencer, Amanda Keating, Shekinah Sarver, Jared Skelly, Homer Robertson, Veronica Lara, Ben Illman, Jamie Roberts, Jamie Kenny, Jackson Zeidhook, Sasha Carey Lynn, Thomas Savageau, Councilman Savageau, by the way, Councilman Anthony Wright, Sage Hills Golf and RV Resort, and then real estate agent Cameron Stratton. I was kind of hoping you were going to say it was Cameron Stratton. I thought that'd be kind of cool, but it was Struley, Herb Struley.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I appreciate you being a part of Full Body Cast. I appreciate who you are. I appreciate the time. Appreciate you telling us now your deepest, darkest secret. We do this every... No, I'm kidding. We don't. All right. Well, have a great time. Don't yell at your kid too much. Anything you want to say before we end this at all?
Just thanks for having me on the show, and look forward to seeing what you keep doing, what you're doing.
Awesome. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. All right, everyone, have a great week. Go check out the sponsors. Go say hi to Councilman Anthony Wright. And then if you work for King County government and you want me to become a voter again, reach out. Have a great day.
To the greatest of the greatest. A podcast that you never knew you needed. With interviews from people you have never met, or maybe you have once or twice. Asking questions and knowing more than you want to know about them.